A quiet city street at dusk. The golden light of the setting sun creates a serene yet melancholic atmosphere. Keanu Reeves is walking down the street with a small paper bag containing groceries. Keanu is casually dressed, blending in with the neighborhood. He stops by a small corner store and exits, holding a bag of bread, fruit, and other simple groceries. As he walks, he notices an old woman, Margaret, sitting on a bench under a flickering streetlight. She is dressed in worn clothes and has a small cart filled with random items. She looks tired but dignified. Keanu, quietly to himself. Another tough day for someone. Keanu hesitates for a moment, then approaches the bench. He smiles gently and speaks. Keanu. Evening, ma'am. Mind if I join you? Margaret. Looking up cautiously. Suit yourself. Not like I own the bench. Keanu sits, leaving a respectful distance. There's a brief silence as he glances at her cart. Keanu. Got a lot of treasures there. Margaret. Smirking. Treasures? More like memories. Things no one else wants. Keanu. Sometimes memories are the most valuable things we have. Margaret gives him a skeptical look but seems intrigued by his sincerity. Keanu reaches into his grocery bag and pulls out a fresh apple. Keanu. Here, you look like you could use a bite to eat. Margaret. I'm not a charity case, you know. Keanu. Softly. I didn't think you were. Just thought you might be hungry. Margaret hesitates, then takes the apple. She studies it for a moment before taking a small bite. Keanu smiles. Margaret. What's a guy like you doing in a place like this? Keanu. Smirking. Trying to remember what it's like to slow down. The city gets noisy. It's nice to hear people, not just traffic. Margaret. Chuckling. Well, welcome to the quiet side of town. Not much to hear here but complaints and bad luck stories. Keanu. Sometimes those stories need to be heard. Margaret looks at him more closely, her guarded demeanor softening. Margaret. You're a strange one, aren't you? Keanu. Laughing. I've been called worse. Keanu notices her shivering. Without hesitation, he removes his scarf and gently drapes it over her shoulders. Margaret. Startled. Hey, now. Keanu. Please. It's warm, and I've got another one at home. Margaret. Softening. You're too kind for your own good. Keanu. Kindness is free. My mother taught me that. They sit in silence for a moment, watching the sky turn darker. Margaret's expression becomes contemplative. Margaret. You've got one of those faces. Like I've seen you somewhere before. Keanu. Smiling modestly. I get that a lot. Margaret. You an actor or something? Keanu. Half joking. Something like that. Margaret. Well, whoever you are, thanks. People don't stop much to notice folks like me anymore. Keanu. Everyone deserves to be noticed. Keanu rises, picking up his bag of groceries. Keanu. Take care, Margaret. Margaret. Surprised. Wait, how do you know my name? Keanu. Points at her cart. Your old library card, top of the pile. Margaret chuckles, shaking her head. Margaret. Sneaky. Keanu. Smiling. Just observant. Keanu starts walking away. Margaret calls after him. Margaret. Hey, what's your name? Keanu. Turning back. Just a guy trying to make the world a little brighter. He waves and disappears down the street. Margaret looks at the scarf, then at the apple in her hand. For the first time in a long while, she smiles.